Shalom, back again with another lesson. Before I begin this video, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles who rule well, who I've learned this truth from. I want to say peace and salutations to you, Akim, you brothers out there laboring, pushing this word out in all truth and in sincerity. I also want to say shalom to you Israelite sisters that may be listening. And I also want to say shalom to you Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. You may look like these other nations. However, your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which is the chosen seed line. Shalom to you. So today is the dreadful day known as Christmas. You know, a majority of the world is celebrating today this pagan ritual. Essentially, it goes back to idol worship. And Lord willing, this lesson be edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. But with that, I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to start in the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 15. And it reads, "Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." Because that's what we are set up to do as watchmen, as Israelite men. We are set up to rightly divide the word of truth, to bring out the truth. Thus saith the Lord, right? You know, we were set up as watchmen to warn the house of Israel of times like these. You know, a lot of our people, Israelites, are celebrating Christmas today, which, you know, when you have the understanding of where the custom comes from, you understand that it's idol worship, and it's a Roman custom. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring out Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17, just to give you an idea of why we were set up as watchmen. So it says in Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17, "Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me." That's what we've been set up to do. The Lord has commanded us to warn our people, to warn them of you know, partaking in wicked customs, right? I'm going to keep reading. It says, "When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand," right? So essentially, if we know the truth, right, know that you shouldn't be celebrating these pagan customs, i.e. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Easter, all of those man-made customs, right? If we don't warn our people, they're going to continue to celebrate these things. And when you die or get judged for celebrating these things, your blood is going to be on our hands, because we knew that you shouldn't be celebrating and we didn't say anything to you. It's like a watchman on a tower. You know, when you see an army coming, like the whole point of being a watchman is when you see danger, you warn of that danger, right? If I see an army coming, I don't say nothing, and everybody in the castle or the city gets killed, that's on me because I didn't warn you, right? So the same logic applies here. You know, when we see people celebrating Christmas, our job is to raise the alarm and say you shouldn't be celebrating these customs, right? That's what commanded of us from the Lord. Verse 19 says, "Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul." So if we give you the warning and you still continue to celebrate these customs, when the Lord sends that judgment out, you ain't got nothing to say, man. You ain't got no excuses, because we gave you the warning, but you continue to be in that way. So the blood is off our hands, right, as watchmen. So I wanted to bring that out and just explain that, because this is what we're doing here in this lesson today, is warning you about these customs. Now, I mentioned before previously that when you celebrate Christmas, you're basically celebrating idol worship, right? In the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 3, commandment from the Most High was, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me," right? There is no other gods before our power, right? Our God, the power, the God the Lord, the creator of Israel, right? Of the whole universe, everything. The Most High, Yahweh is his name, right? We're not to have any other powers before him, right? There isn't any. But when you celebrate these customs, right? And we're going to get into that, Lord willing, and you'll see that this is, a custom where they worship a deity, right? And a lot of people will say, well, you only do it for the kids. We don't do it for the cut. Still, you're partaking in this custom on this day. You can celebrate your kids on any other day, 365 days in a year, and you choose this day of all days when everybody else is celebrating this specific custom. You just want to celebrate it for the kids' sake. Like, it don't make any sense. But anyway, we'll keep reading. The book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 4, it says, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. This is a law. Exodus 20:3. Thou shalt have no other powers before me. That's a law. So when you're celebrating these customs, right, you're committing sin. It's a sin to celebrate Christmas, right? Now, let's just actually get into where Christmas comes from. So Saturnalia, right? This is where Christmas originates from, Saturnalia, right? Saturnalia was one of many Roman festivals that took place throughout the year. It started as a one-day event to honor Saturn, the Roman power of farming and the harvest, right? That's what it was for. What did we read here? Thou shalt have no other gods before me. What is this? A one-day event, Christmas, 25th of December, to honor Saturn, the Roman god of farming. So anybody that's celebrating this day, right, is worshiping this god right here. You get it? Our power is a jealous power. Remember that. Right? So here we go, right? Now we're going to get into the crux of it, because it says in the scriptures that we shouldn't be celebrating this as well. So this is in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. It says, hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen. Is this not a heathen custom right here? This is a heathen custom. Right? That's a heathen custom. It says, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. Let's look up that word vain. Vain. Okay, it says, having and showing an excessively high opinion of one's appearance, abilities, or worth. Right? Having or showing an undue excessive pride. What do they say about pride? Pride is the beginning of a downfall, beginning of destruction, right? It says having or showing undue or excessive pride in one's appearance or achievements, conceited. Yeah, so vain, right? So it's saying here the customs of the people are conceited, are prideful, or vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe, chopping the fir tree down, right? It says they deck it with silver and gold, with gold, right? So they deck it with silver and with gold. That's like your tinsel and your what do they call them, balls that they hang from the trees or whatever. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. Right, so what do you do with the tree? You have the base that holds it up in place. A lot of people have the Christmas tree in their living rooms right now, right? It says they are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. And let's have a look at a palm tree. Let's see what a palm tree looks like. Right? So they stand up tall, right? So a palm tree is a tree that just stands straight up. It's like your Christmas tree. Let's see. Christmas tree. Right? Same, similar. See that? Right? They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. Right? So, I mean, they're not going to do, when it's saying they cannot do evil, it doesn't mean, oh, well, it's not an evil thing to do. No, it's talking about, you're not going to get hurt by sticking a tree up in your living room. Like, it's not going to fall down and kill you or anything like that, because it's not big enough for that. It says, neither also is it in them to do good, right? So, yeah, it's not harmful. Yeah, but it's not good for you to have a tree, you see? And this is in the scriptures. Right? So when you're celebrating Saturnalia, just understand this. You're celebrating a Roman god, right? And the Lord made it clear that we ain't to put no other gods before him. Understand? And where did it come from? How's Saturnalia or Christmas been turned into a holy day? Let's have a look. Alright, so you got Catholic meaning, right? It says, including a wide variety of things, all embracing, right? So it's embracing everybody's customs, right? The word Catholic is derived from the Greek adjective katholikos, meaning universal, right? From the adverbial phrase kath holulu, meaning on the whole, right? So it's basically what it means is universal. When the Catholic Church started introducing Christianity to the Roman people rejected it. They didn't want anything to do with Christianity. So what the Catholicism did, or the Catholic Church did, is they embraced everybody's customs. So they mixed it all together, and then they tried to say that who the world, or Yahushai, who the world knows as Jesus Christ, tried to say that Jesus was born on the 25th of December, so the world would embrace it. And that's why everybody's like, it's the birth of Jesus, but that's all a custom. It's all a lie to get you to worship a false deity, a false god, right? Let me go to 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. It says, this know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. Are we not in perilous times right now? Nuclear war is on the threat of being launched at any moment. The economic collapse can happen at any given moment. 2025 is around the corner, and it's already looking bad for geopolitics and all that other stuff, in the world, events, war, escalating, all kinds of things that are coming, and as watchmen, as people of Israel, anybody, even Christians, know that we're in the last days. It has to be the last days. With everything that's going on in the world today, lining up with biblical prophecy, everything in place, like we're in the last days, right? So it says, this know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. All these things, can culminate around this time of year. Like, look how many miserable people and unthankful, ungrateful, unholy, people there are this time of year. Kids being disobedient to parents because they didn't get the right gift. I didn't want this gift. Angry. Their parents worked all year to save up for this one particular blasphemous, unholy day known as Christmas, and the kids are just ungrateful. People are struggling to pay their light bills and their rent and their food bills, their food shopping, but yet the kids are not happy that they didn't get the thing that they wanted. You know, I mean, it just goes to show you, man. Like these are the the last days. Let me keep reading. It says, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, right? Traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. They'd rather celebrate this pagan custom known as Christmas or Saturnalia, than worship the Most High. You know, they'd rather follow these customs because they benefit from receiving material gifts, which will mean nothing. If the world goes to war, these gifts ain't gonna save you. The only one that can save you or deliver you, offer you salvation is through the Lord. So yeah, we're going to continue reading. And this is verse 5, 2 Timothy 3 and 5. It says, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. Now, Christians, they like to say, December 25th, I'm celebrating the birth of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. But we all know, well, the ones that do not understand, is that Yahweh Shai was born in the springtime, right? Not in the dead of winter. So, when you try to explain to a Christian that celebrating Christmas, you're actually, committing idol worship, you're committing sin by celebrating this day, they will look you dead in the face and tell you that the law is done away with, this was nailed to the cross, so all sin, we're forgiven of all our sins, and they'll find every excuse under the sun to justify celebrating this wicked day, instead of looking into it and seeing that it's a wicked day. You know what I mean? But I mean, this is the things that, like I say, we can warn the people. If they continue in their wickedness, they will die in their iniquity, but the blood has been washed off our hands, right? So I'm going to leave that there, but I'm going to continue on. Because like I say, this time of year brings out the worst in people. I hate this time of year. I absolutely hate this time of year. I hate dealing with the people. I hate dealing with, seeing the propaganda being spread everywhere about Christmas being all family and everything. But you got the evilest, wickedest, unholy people that you could ever imagine, man. Right? This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21, right? Because this is, again, this goes to show you the Lord ain't with these customs, these vain customs. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5 and 21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell your solemn assemblies, right? So everybody gather around the Christmas table and have Christmas dinner. The Lord ain't dealing with that. The Lord hates this day. The feast days, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, all these, because Christmas and Thanksgiving would be considered like a pagan feast day, right? Your Easter, Halloween, Valentine's Day, all that stuff is pagan holidays, pagan worship, always to some deity, some god that they worship. I don't even know. There's so many of them, right? It's all a bunch of crap. And this is why the Lord punished us, right? As a matter of fact, let me go to the book of Deuteronomy. And it shows you, right? Let's see. I'll go to the 28th chapter. And this is why we're in the situation we're in, right? It says, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. It says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Now this is if we were to listen to the commandments of the Lord, which we did not as a people, right? I'm gonna jump down to verse 15, because this is the opposite end of what would happen if we chose not to follow after the customs, right? So it says, Deuteronomy 28:15, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statute, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Right? And you can look from here, from verse 16 on down to 68, all these curses that would come upon his people, which fit us, the Israelites to the letter, right? See, it says, I'm going to read verse 49. It says, Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, right? So the Lord sent a nation against us from far. Did we not go through the transatlantic slave trade? I know some Israelites out there will disagree and say it never happened, but they're bug outs anyway. You know what I mean? You can't sit there and tell me that we don't have documents of this event taking place in the earth and you're just going to deny it. Because we understand that people were already over in the Americas, right? In the Americas. You can read that in the Apocrypha. The Northern Kingdom, to keep their customs after they were in captivity, they went to the Americas. And Christopher Columbus, right, read in the Apocrypha that this is where these people went. And that's how he discovered discovered America, which it was already discovered by the Northern Kingdom, right? But that's another topic. But it just goes to show you that when we choose to follow after these customs, these vain heathenistic customs, the Lord ain't happy with us, man. And we're breaking the commandments. We're committing sin. We're putting other deities before the Most High. So the Lord punished us, right? So we deserve to be in this position. And even now, to this day, we're still following after these customs, right? So the remnant will get it because the remnant are starting to wake up. We had the spiritual awakening happening, and a lot of Israelites are waking up to the truth, and they're rejecting these pagan holidays, right? These pagan ritual customs, and they're coming back to the ways of the Lord. So all we can do is just keep speaking and giving this warning out to our people, just in hopes that they wake up and that they don't receive the judgment from the Lord, and that they receive salvation, right? So we just keep speaking, man. What does it say? Prophesy unto the wind, whether they hear or whether they forbear, right? So we just speak into the dry bones, and we're watching the flesh come back on their bones, and seeing our people stand up, an exceeding great army, right? Roughly paraphrasing. But I'm going to read one last scripture, and I'm going to close out here, because I think the point has been made. This is Amos 9 and 10. It says, all sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us, right? So all sinners of my people. So if you're celebrating Christmas, right, and you're continuing to celebrate even when you've got Israelites warning you that it's a pagan custom, and you're celebrating another deity, then you're a sinner. And it says, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, right? So you should take that as a warning and understand that the Lord ain't playing. We're about to enter in that time of judgment, Jacob's trouble. Don't play with the Lord, because the Lord ain't playing with us, all right? So with that, I pray that this lesson has been edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. I'm going to leave it there, and it's on to the next one. Shalom.